Today is May 9th, 2020. My name is Charles Suter. In the next 5 minutes, I'll be speaking to you about another irrational belief in my series, number 2. My life is a failure, or alternately, I'm a loser. I just want to remind you that this particular irrational belief is very much linked to irrational belief number 1, which is I'm not good enough. Obviously, if you believe you're not good enough, then you're probably going to fail at many things, and ultimately you're going to believe you're a loser. So just by reversing irrational belief number 1, that will help mitigate irrational belief number 2. But I'm going to focus specifically on this irrational belief number 2. The main message here is that even if you do lose at something, it does not make you a loser. Only when you quit permanently can you consider yourself have taken a loss. Proposition number 1. Life is not a game to be won necessarily. If you're going to look at the game of life, then just look at being alive is winning. Losing is a matter of opinion or interpretation. And you don't have to keep score, but if you do want to keep score, then maybe you ought to change how you do so. But you necessarily must stop thinking catastrophic and negative thoughts. And then if you're going to change how to keep score, then how about if you focus on your inputs? Let the outputs take care of themselves. You can control your inputs even though you can't always control your outputs. I want to remind you that there are many ways to win, not only by input, but also by output. Let me give you an example of how to keep score. Number 1, you make an effort. That's one point. You do your best work. That's another point. You complete all your inputs. That's another point. You don't give up. You gain experience, more points. You gain information from what you do. For every input, there will be an output. And with information, even if it's not a success, you can use that information to recalibrate and replan a second attempt if you so desire. Proposition number 2. Losing is an event. Loser is a conclusion. Two complete and separate notions. I want to remind you that nature is neutral. It's never for or against you, but if you look at the big scheme of things, most people win at the small things. Most people can control most of their inputs and therefore win most of their outputs. These are the small things. However, the law of averages says, this is regarding the big things, the more times you try, the more times you will win, and of course the more times you will lose. And for those people who believe that they're a loser, oftentimes they're just very focused on the times that they lose, forgetting the number of times that they have won. Again, remember, you always gain something by trying. You gain experience, character, and self-respect. Now, number 3, here are the rational challenges. Anytime you begin thinking that you're a loser or your life is a failure, this is how you're going to challenge those thoughts. I win some and I lose some. I'm neither a winner or a loser. I'm just me. Or another challenge. Winning is a numbers game. The more I try, the more I will win. Another challenge. When I do my best work, I'm always successful in doing what I can control. Naturally, many of the outcomes are about outside your control. Those are going to be some of the ones you win, some of them that you're going to lose. Also, remind yourself, there are no failures, there are only results. The interpretation is up to me. So, interpret your life correctly. You're still alive, you make some wins, you make some loses, you're just average. Final message. Failure is attributed to not trying. Success is trying and doing your best. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.